because we had some breaking news here Tuesday, and that is 8 counts completely dismissed against Jack Jones. The felony charges have been dropped, and his penalty, as agreed between his camp, including his defense attorney, Rosemary Scapicchio, and the district attorney's office of Suffolk County, is that he will have 1 year of pretrial probation and 48 hours community service. That's it. For all the discussions we had on this podcast, which were a lot, and nuanced, I thought, and reasonable, and backed by 10 to 12 defense attorneys that I spoke to, there was a real issue for him that there were mandatory minimum sentences. And I'll make this quick because I talked to some of those attorneys after this broke and got it confirmed. And I'll just read some quotes because this is their analysis. I don't know how much this is worth in the media world when it comes to criminal justice. In the sports world, this is the shit that we live for on Twitter. Here's what their analysis was of that penalty. Again, this is a guy who could have gone to jail, prison, mandatory sentences, all washed away. Quote, wow. Quote, Rosie, she's excellent. This was the issue all along, proving to a jury that the defendant knew they possessed the firearm. The state couldn't do it. That's why they dismissed the charges. Here were the good ones. Quote, that's the biggest load of horseshit I've ever seen. Another one, that's what you call a home run, and that same person, but you run out of characters, even for us very brief premium subscription Twitter folk, because I was told I could get paid. Then they wanted my social security number. I said, no, thank you. And now they're going to take a lot more. Anyway, that person added, this is, being on third base, born there, and thinking you hit a triple. So on the football side, I'm not really interested yet in getting there, but Jack Jones is back. He's going to play for the Patriots. He should be available week 1. And his attorney, Rosemary Scapicchio, said that, he's going to play football full time, and that's all that he wanted. And here we are. So your thoughts, just real quickly on Jack Jones, and then we'll get to hopefully making the people some money.
Yeah, I just think following the story through guys like you and Kern and others, I thought there was no chance this was the result. Okay, and not just you guys, but legal experts. I mean, you're a football expert, but you were quoting legal experts when you guys were covering this. I thought that in the range of outcomes, a 5-10% outcome, where it was like 80% he would miss a big chunk of the season, and there's probably some percentage where he does end up in jail. I guess based on the text that you tweeted out today, people you talked to, there's some sentiment that the DA should have gone harder at this, that maybe because he's celebrity. Is the feeling, Andrew, people you talked to, the experts, his celebrity status may have affected the way they went after him? Did you get that sense today?
That was the sense from people I talked to. Now, granted, the only people I talked to, at least tonight, and I talked to an ex-judge for a long story I wrote back in June, just mapping out, okay, here are all the possibilities and the likelihoods. Sure. These are defense attorneys who would root for this kind of outcome, that people who worked in these courts and cases and had them tried in Suffolk County and look and go, I wish the DA's office would treat me like that, because they saw celebrity from the start as being a major factor here. Now, ultimately, because Jack Jones didn't have the guns on his body or in his car, that element comes into play where you have to prove that he knew they were there. Being in a bag does not count in the state of Massachusetts as being in your possession. And that was the big issue for the state. But as far as that went, again, given the severity of the sentences and the punishments that typically come along with these charges, yeah, they were shocked. And so there are people that root for this, and we're also upset that it happened this way.
New Fanduel customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed. Plus, all customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube at YouTube TV.
Yeah, on the field, it's certainly a huge benefit to the team to have them ready to go and out of the gate. Like their defense there's going to be a lot asked of this defense immediately. Some of the quarterbacks are going to face. So from a football standpoint, huge break for them. I was shocked when that news came out today and look forward to more of your coverage on this. I know we're going to get to some season-long props, but one more thing on the Patricia angle, since you're writing about this. Yeah. Scale of 1 to 10, because I saw that I listened to the segment today on 98.5 The Sports Hub about can Patricia come in and slow down Mac Jones? 1 to 10, 1 being no impact at all, 10 being this is the biggest game changer in Sunday's game. Patricia being on the Eagles coaching staff, the impact in the game in your mind, 1 to 10.
So in my mind, I would have said a 5, and the people that I've spoken to have that much lower. And it's not even really anything to do with Mac. It's more to do with how is Bill going to counter the Eagles run game and the techniques involved. Forget like man or zone coverage or what they like to do on third down. Like there's a great confidence in that building. We're a game plan team. it doesn't matter. You can't predict what we're going to do, even if you're someone who learned at Belichick's knee, knows how Belichick thinks, because that's how he thinks. And as Bill O'Brien told us today on a conference call with reporters, that Matt Patricia taught him how to think as a quality control assistant when he came in 2007 and worked under Patricia. So there's a lot there. I would just say read the column. Again, still fleshing part of that out. I do want to give folks actually one note on Jack Jones, because I say I don't care from the football aspect of it. I think the criminal stuff is more pertinent right now. We're going to get to football. He's going to play, though the league could still suspend him. They're not beholden to the criminal systems, results or their processes.
Let me stop in. Any sense what the league's going to do or how they'll adjudicate this?
Reached out to them. I've had no comment. I know my colleague Doug Kyde has done the same. And just nothing. They're silent. And the Patriots do not intend to release a statement. Belichick will, spoiler alert, stiff arm all of us tomorrow and just say we're on to the Eagles. So the thing about Jack Jones, though, not only do you feel better about cornerback, where in the last episode I had with James White, I'm going, I don't know what they do if he's out and it's Christian Gonzalez and Jonathan Jones. Marcus Jones, 5'8", really good player, not a great outside corner, might be that guy. He not only gives you better depth, he gives you more scheme flexibility. They can play more man coverage with Jack Jones apparently on the roster this season, at least to start, or maybe the whole year, than they could have if it was just a rookie in Jonathan Jones, who we all saw did his best but struggled to cover the league's best receivers, because they're the league's best receivers and Jonathan Jones is not among the league's best corners. So it's a good thing in multiple ways that Jack Jones is back, and that's my analysis fee.